Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Caraway Speedway for the 19th annual North-South Shootout. It's qualifying day here for this 19th annual event, coming up on the magical number 20. But it was a vision that Charles Kepley had back in 2003 that came to life originally at the Concord Motorsport Park and then eventually moving over here to Caraway. I'm your announcer, Derek Perniciglio, here on Pit Road TV. You can watch tomorrow live, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern on Pit Road TV. You can log on to www.pitroadtv.com. I want to thank all of you folks that are also joining us here this afternoon on Facebook and all the social channels. Of course, our friends at Speed Sport, and of course, Sean Corshane at Race Day CT, Pit Road TV. The list goes on, and all the people that we are sharing with. And we have cars down on pit road right now, getting ready to take to the track for the 19th annual race. This event, a long-time tradition in the South. It started a long time ago, back in 2003, with Charles Kepley having the idea of running a big Pocono Race of Champions type event that could take place with guys from the North and the South getting together. And in that first event, it was John Blewett III winning it back in 2002, setting the tone for how popular the race would be as it ended in a photo finish with he and Jerry Marquis coming across the line. Jerry Marquis, of course, at the time driving for the Bowler family in Old Blue. And we've got cars getting ready to take to the track right now, and that will be the number 24 machine of Jonathan Brown out on the track right now. This car won the car owner's title in the Smart Modified Tour. The car owned by Buddy Ellis coming down the front straightaway. Green flag flies. We're underway. Jonathan Brown going down the back straightaway here at Caraway. The white flag coming out. One more lap around. Jonathan Brown won back here on September 11th. Jonathan Brown, of course, being a regular at the Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He's going to bring that car off the corner right now. And the next car coming out on the track after Jonathan Brown turns a 16.060. 16.060 for Jonathan Brown. Here comes Gary Young Jr. Gary Young Jr. out on the track right now. Of course, Gary Young being a regular at the Ace Speedway in the modified division at that racetrack. Young will bring it down the front straightaway to our speed shot and drives it hard into turn number one, slides the car just a little bit, wiggles off the corner. And that will cost him a little bit on the clock as Young drives it down deep into turn number three. Coming down to our speed shot once again. .003, the best lap for Gary Young Jr. Coming out onto the track right now, it is Paul Hall, the driver of the number 79 machine, the Hillbilly entry. Paul Hall, a late model driver from Motor Mile. He ran at Franklin County last year for the Hillbilly Racing team in this car, and also did 3 races this year at Motor Mile, at Ace Speedway, and he also raced previously here at Caraway. Coming back this year for the North-South Shootout to get some more laps and more experience. First lap for Paul Hall comes in at a time of 16.918. 16.918. First lap around the racetrack for Paul Hall as he brings that Raceworks chassis off the corner and down the front stretch to his second lap. 16.386. 16.386 for Paul Hall. Rolling out onto the track right now, that is the number 55 machine the Robert Yates Racing Engines sponsored entry. Power plant under the hood. He is a two-time SMRS modified champion driving the Jerry Hunt Supercenter number 55 machine. It's Jeremy Gerstner. Gerstner coming off the corner, down the front straightaway. The weather overcast and dry here this afternoon at Caraway. Just 49 degrees outside. No real huge winds out there. Just 6 miles per hour with a 45% chance of humidity. There is a bit of a crispness in the air. Jeremy Gerstner will come across the line. His first time around was 16.321. His second time around is faster at 16.241. So not bad so far. That'll put Jeremy Gerstner third in the qualifying order. Going down the back straightaway right now in the number 99 machine, the car owner is Jamie Tomeno. The driver is Ronnie Williams. Ronnie Williams has been driving this car for about 2 seasons on and off, running select events for the Tomeno family. Of course, a lot of people will remember they had that wild finish at New Hampshire in the Tour race earlier this year with Ronnie Williams behind the wheel. The white flag is going to come out one more time around. Ronnie Williams' first lap around will be a time of 16.278 seconds. 16.278 seconds for the Connecticut-based driver. Did a lot of time racing at the Stafford Motor Speedway, of course, being a Stafford SK modified champion. And the second time around for Ronnie Williams will be a 15.983. 15.983. Ronnie Williams going a little bit faster his second run of the day. Gary Putnam out on the track right now. Ronnie Williams goes to the top of the board with that time. Gary Putnam, who has won here previously in the past, is looking to knock him off the top spot in the Curb Record sponsored number 77 machine. Of course, this car winning earlier this year with Ryan Preece driving. Gary Putnam moves to 5th fastest right now at a time of 16.242. 16.242 seconds. Putnam wiggles the car off turn number 4 and comes back down to the stripe with a time of 16.241. That'll put him 4th in the qualifying order. Just remember, folks, tomorrow we are going to have a huge production here at the racetrack. We're going to have about 8 cameras set up around to cover this 19th annual event as Chris Pastriak comes down the front straightaway in the Dolly's Auto Bodies number 75 machine. We're going to have a nice big production here at the racetrack for all of our divisions tomorrow. And, of course, this race will be featured on Speed Sport on MAV TV as Chris Pastriak comes across the line and takes his first lap around at a time of 16.289 seconds. 16.289 seconds. His first lap puts him 6th in the qualifying order. The second lap usually being the faster of the two. And Chris Pastriak jumps to second quick on the board at 15.991. 15.991 for Chris Pastriak. Dean Ward coming out onto the track right now in the number 12 machine. Dean Ward, of course, a veteran of the full fender wars down here in the Southeast, racing late models of all types, whether it be limited late models or late model stops. But really good to see Dean Ward for the Ward family. Ward in the AAR Roofing sponsored number 12 machine comes across the line the first time around with a time of 16.318 seconds. 16.318 seconds as Ward hustles the car down the front straightaway, and he will move to, let's see where he'll go to, 6th quick in the qualifying order at a time of 16.108. 16.108 as Patrick Emmerling gets ready to take the green flag. Got a lot of people watching on social media right now, so let us know where you are watching from. We've got people watching from Morehead City, North Carolina. I want to say hello to Josh Broadwell. And, of course, Jim Schweitzer loves these bad boys. And Hampstead, New Hampshire being the home of Dennis Worley. I'm guessing that is the pronunciation of the name. Sorry, Dennis. You know, some guys can't get Consiglio, so I understand. Patrick Emmerling turns in a first time of 16.170 seconds. 16.170 seconds for the former ROC Modified champion. Also finished second in the NASCAR Women Modified Tour points this year. 3 wins to his credit as Emmerling. Let's see where he will jump in the qualifying order. Emmerling will stay 7th in the qualifying order. 16.170 seconds is the time for Patrick Emmerling. Jason Myers of the Myers family racing clan comes down the front straightaway. Myers, of course, being from Walnut Cove, North Carolina. He was the Ironman. Oh, trouble down the back straightaway for Myers. Myers lets an engine go, it looks like, and just comes within inches of backing it in the fence, saves the car, but it doesn't look like the power plant is any more worse for the wear. Jason Myers backed it in the fence, but where what would be our turn 3 camera. So you can see all of the oil down the right-hand side of the number 4 machine. Jason Myers doesn't look happy. He tosses the gloves down, and you can see the cloud of smoke coming out from underneath the engine compartment of that number 4 car. Of course, you can see Gary Myers down there, patriarch of the Myers clan, as the hood comes off, and they are looking. And you saw it going down the back straightaway, folks. It was a plume of smoke that came out the right. And it just got worse, and here we are looking at it again. You can almost see the smoke just puffing out the right-hand side of it right now, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And going down the back straightaway, you oil down those rear tires and make a nice big slide for life. And luckily, Jason Myers was able to stop it before hitting the concrete wall. A couple of fans went scattering out there. Here it is, one more look at it. A nice big plume of smoke for Jason Myers. What a great job by our friends at Pit Row TV for doing this with their camera work. Jason Myers slides it inches away from the outside retaining wall. You can see one parent trying to protect their child. And there's Chad Kepley. He's putting his hands up saying he's safe. But looks like we've got some fluid out there on the track right now. So, folks, if you are watching on social media, we want to hear from you. Say hi, say hello, drop us a line, let us know where you're watching from, and we'll try to communicate with you and say hi to you on the broadcast. Remember, we have got a huge production going on here tomorrow at the racetrack. 8 cameras total will be set up around the racetrack for the 19th running of the John Blewett III Memorial North-South Shootout. Of course, this race run in memorial and in honor of the race founder, Charles Kepley. Pretty cool to watch some of the clips coming in from Twitter. Andrew Cardinale, hi, yes, I love the modifieds. Hi, Andrew. He gives us a wave for the North-South Shootout. It looks like he's a real big fan of that pink and white number 79 machine of Paul Hall. So thanks. If you want to, tweet us at Pit Row TV using the hashtag North-South Shootout. That's the hashtag North-South Shootout. Shoot us a tweet on Twitter. Of course, you can find me at my Twitter at RealDPTV. You can also check out the link for our podcast, which is Real DP Show. That is the Derek Perniciglio Show. More from that coming, and of course, Pit Road TV. Practice was rather busy at Caraway Speedway for the North-South Shootout. The number 76 NY Jimmy Blewett is fastest on the day with Kyle Sisko, Gary Putnam, and Brian Lofton topping the later sessions, and that was made earlier today. Of course, our friends over at Race Day CT, Sean Corshane and the folks, is going live and enjoying a packed field for the North-South Shootout, ready for racing and the Pit Road TV broadcast. So thank you, Sean Corshane, for tuning in. Share it all around. And boy, does it really feel good to come back and do some modified racing again, just to hear from some of these people. It's been a while since I've been able to do some modified tour-type racing. Of course, the pandemic taking away opportunities to work with the Arca Menard series and, of course, the modified tour. But now these opportunities pop up, and boy, do they feel like gems. And I want to say hi to Dan O'Donnell. He said he was talking to Travis Sauter, I think it was, and he said after I wrecked at Irwindale, Derek Perniciglio asked if he could do a quick interview. I thought that was really cool of him to ask, and it seems like most reporters just shove a mic in your face. I don't know how drivers deal with it. Well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate the compliment very much, and I always like to ask a driver in a tough situation, can we talk to you? You always ask permission, and if they want to talk to you, that's great. And if they don't want to talk to you, you understand that you can always make a report about them. With tensions running high, they didn't want to make a comment. So, there's yours truly from the booth here at the North-South Shootout. How's it going, everybody? I'm Derek Perniciglio, and we want to thank all of you for joining us here this afternoon. We have got a great weekend planned of racing. We've got full fendered action. We also have the modifieds. The 602 modifieds will also be on hand. But, man, we've got tour-type modifieds here on a half-a-mile track, and you really can't beat it. Qualifying is underway right now. We are in a little bit of a break because we did have Jason Myers blow an engine out there and oil the track down, going down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. So after we get that cleaned up, we will go back to qualifying for the 19th annual North-South Shootout. But remember to join us on pitroad.tv. Race Day Connecticut is also sharing some of this. Of course, our friends at Speed Sport, and this event will be turned into a 1-hour show for Speed Sport on MAV TV. And there you see the safety truck going down the back straightaway. And there's our friends at Speed Sport. Speaking of them, the 19th annual running of the North-South Shootout returns to Caraway Speedway this Saturday, tomorrow. And you can watch every lap live on Pit Row TV and, of course, later on Speed Sport on MAV TV. Remember, tell your friends, tune in, check it out, Pit Row TV. We're going to have a huge production, about 8 cameras around the racetrack tomorrow, and this is one of the camera angles that you are going to see. You saw that speed shot camera also down the front straightaway that our fearless leader, Tony Stevens, was setting up. So, Tony, always good to see all of your hard work coming out. But really cool to see all the people that are here today. A lot of the folks I haven't seen in a while. It just feels so great to be back doing some tour-type modified racing with people that I've raced with on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, the NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour over the years, and, of course, even in my early years of driving with guys like the Savory family being down there. The number 99 machine I raced with his father, George Savory, for many years in the Pro 4 Modifieds. So that was really cool. Getting a top camera look at some of the action that's going down on pit road. We see Matt Hirschman down there in his familiar black number 60 machine. And there's the 79 machine. That car being driven by Craig Lutz. Craig Lutz, of course, drove for the Riverhead Building Supply, the Goody Motorsports team, earlier this year. He is in that body armor number 79 Hillbilly car this weekend. And then right behind him, of course, the Fury Race Cars, number 1, the Citrus Safe Cleaners, number 1 machine of Burt Myers. Burt Myers, the champion of the Smart Modified Tour this year. So really cool to have him on hand. Want to say hi to some of our folks that are tuning in on social media, of course, on Facebook. Hello from Don Cassidy in Madison, North Carolina. Walter Hare is watching from Eastern North Carolina in Pikeville, so hello. And Kevin Timmerman saying hi to me. Wish you were there. Well, Kevin, we wish you were here too. And then Jason Queen is watching from Mountain Creek Speedway. So hi, Jason. I know him. We work side by side at Mountain Creek. And then Caleb Hall is hoping to see Dennis Holdren do good after knocking the front clip off the car at Ace. So let's hope he does very well. Skipping down a little bit further, want to say hello to John Loisniak, and he says it's awesome to hear Derek P. on the mic. Well, it's awesome to be back on the mic talking to everyone. So thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter as well. And there's a guy that's always a threat at every race, and that is Patrick Emmerling that we're looking at on the monitor right now. Patrick Emmerling finished second in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour points on the strength of 3 wins this year. One of them coming at the Riverhead Raceway on the tight little small bull ring at that racetrack. So really cool to see Patrick Emmerling win there. 2 of the other tracks that he won at, of course, the famous Spring Sizzler at the Stafford Motor Speedway. And then one close to home at Lancaster. Looking a little further down pit road, boy, what a line of cars and color we have down there. Really cool to see everybody down there. Those are the cars that have taken time so far in qualifying. And as they run right now, it looks like Patrick Emmerling sits atop the board. 15.899. And here is the replay of why we are in a break right now. Jason Myers hand grenading an engine going down the back straightaway, does a long slide for life. And actually, we are receiving word it is not a blown engine. It is a cracked valve cover. So cracked valve cover being the reason why that right rear tire got oiled down. Really great save by Jason Myers to keep it off the wall. And, boy, that saved a ton of money for that team right there. Sacrificed a valve cover, but saved a race car. Long slide and just inches away. And look at the mother grabbing grabbing their child to get them to a safe spot. But, yeah, that was definitely some maternal instincts kicking in right there. And we've got the safety trucks out on the track dragging some tires around. So as we were talking about it, there's Jason Myers' car as they're working on it and cleaning off the oil bath that it just got. Going back to the qualifying order, Patrick Emmerling, your fastest currently right now with a time of 15.88899. Then it will be Ronnie Williams, second. Third quick will be Chris Pasiak. Fourth, Gary Young Jr. Jonathan Brown rounds out the top 5. Sixth is Gary Putnam. Seventh, Dean Ward. Eighth, Jeremy Gerstner. Ninth, Paul Hall. And Jason Myers, technically 10th. And hopefully we'll be able to get him back out onto the track. But we will be moving on to the next in qualifying, of course, being Matt Hirschman. You're watching live qualifying right now from Caraway. And we just received a tweet from Dee Dee Hackett. Hello, Dee Dee. It's a full race weekend for the North-South Shootout Modifieds at the Caraway Speedway. So thanks, Dee Dee, for getting in touch with us. Remember to tweet us at Pit Road TV using the hashtag North-South Shootout. Once again, that's at Pit Road TV. North-South Shootout is the hashtag. Caleb Hall writing in. We read this tweet earlier. He was... that's right. We read his Facebook. This was also, now this is his tweet. He was looking forward to see what Dennis Holdren can do in the 07 car after knocking the front clip off his car at Ace. So good to see Dennis Holdren down there in the number 07 car, sponsored by Hayes Jewelers. Really good-looking modified that sits down there, too. And there are some of the beautiful fall foliage that you will see around the rolling hills of the Caraway Speedway. Of course, being the autumn months here, the leaves are starting to turn, and they are getting that beautiful, crisp, golden brown. Thank you very much, Tony. Let's say hello to some people on Facebook. So let's see. Wanted to say hi to Norris Roop from Rural Hole, North Carolina. That's the home of Ebb Clifton, Tim Brown, Johnny Johnson, and Johnny Gregory, of course. Wanted to say hello to him, so thank you. And we've got, boy, we want to talk about a long haul watching. How about from North Korea? Austin McCurdy watching from North Korea. So thank you for tuning in from halfway around the world. And say hi to Kim for us. So Randy Jaron is watching from Somerset County, New Jersey. Somerset County, Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching. Oh, goodness gracious. Jim Schweitzer loves these bad boys, so thank you very much for watching, Jim. We've got people watching from all over the country and apparently now the world. So you can tune in and watch us at Pit Row TV on Facebook, on Twitter. Check us out at Pit Row TV. YouTube right now as well. Are we live on YouTube? We are live on YouTube as well, so check us out on Pit Row TV on YouTube, all over the map. And here's one of the cool parts about the North-South Shootout right there. That takes me back. Remember seeing all the RVs and the motorhomes up on the hill with the fires going and the people sitting there watching the races all bundled up? Well, we get that at Caraway Speedway too. So all you folks that are sitting there enjoying yourselves in the motorhomes and on the back straightaway with the fires, give us a wave because you're on camera right now. And thank you for joining us on Pit Row TV. There's the PD Motorsports number 60 machine of Matt Hirschman. Matt Hirschman showed such a strong running in the Race of Champions at Lake Erie Speedway just a few weeks ago. Looked like he was on his way to winning that race, but mechanical trouble took him out a little before the halfway point. The race, of course, and the win going to Andy Jankowiak, and a huge emotional victory for him. But it looks like Matt Hirschman now down on the pit road, getting ready to take to the track, looking to win his 6th pole in this event. So Matt Hirschman having 5 poles to his credit, 6 wins total. And that's where it counts, really, in the win column. Matt Hirschman looking for a career win number 7 in the North-South Shootout. Safety truck coming down pit road. Still under caution conditions here at Caraway Speedway. Also wanted to let you know that we are on speedsport.tv. Speedsport, of course, being a proud affiliate. Pit Road TV is an affiliate of the Speedsport Network. They're looking at the number 7NY machine, the Tommy Baldwin Jr. racing entry, Caleb Heddy. Caleb, of course, winning a race earlier this year down in Florence, South Carolina. You can see Glenn Dixon standing at the right rear, one of the guys who handles wrenching the cars. Dennis Holdren's car currently going through inspection right now as they are getting that car put across the scales. And there is Showtime himself, Jimmy Blewett in the number 76. The John Blewett Incorporated Scrap and Waste Primary Service Group. Number 76 machine, Jimmy Blewett, driving for Tommy Baldwin this weekend. Of course, this race, the namesake being the John Blewett III Memorial North-South Shootout. The race run in his honor and in Charles Kepley's honor. Of course, Charles Kepley and Josh Jenkins, the two men who devised the very first North-South Shootout back in 2002. And it became a huge modified event for those in the South here for years to come. Both Josh Jenkins and Charles Kepley have since passed. We try to run this race in honor of their memory and, of course, in the memory of John Blewett III, who was a two-time winner of this event. Track cleanup still underway. Want to thank all of you folks joining us on pitroad.tv, joining us on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on speedsport.tv as well. Welcome to the 19th annual John Blewett III Memorial North-South Shootout. We run this race in honor of Charles Kepley, and cleanup underway after a problem down the back straightaway for Jason Myers as he broke a valve cover and oiled down the stretch. And here is the replay of it. Once again, you can see the smoke just puffing out of the car as he goes into the corner. And then down the back stretch at full song, you can see that big plume of smoke. Almost looked like the engine hand grenaded, but it did not. Slid up the track, almost backed it into the wall, and saved himself a trip to Fury Race Cars to have that car reclipped. Can see it one more time as he comes off the corner. Actually, when he gets back into the throttle right there, you can see the rear of the car step out, so it's probably getting some oil on those rear tires, and the plume of smoke just growing and growing and growing. And as he goes to turn the car down in, you can already see it braking sideways with both of those rear tires glazed down from the oil from the engine from that race car. Again, slides it all the way up the track right in front of those fans. And that's where one of our camera positions will be tomorrow. So we'll have one of our 8 cameras on hand for this Pit Row TV broadcast. A look at the replay one more time of Jason Myers going down the backstretch. The smoke gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and just slide for life up the track, just the wall by inches. And the cleanup is still going on down there. You can see Jason Myers in the lower right-hand part of your frame talking to Patrick Emmerling about what was going on, and a lot of the crew down there just wiping the inside of the car down. Just getting all of that oil off because it can pick up dirt, it can cause problems. You want to have everything clean underneath the race car so all the components are functioning properly, and also none of that liquid shorts out any electrical components. The track here at Caraway Speedway was opened in 1966, so it does have a lot of history to it. 14 degrees in the corners, 7 degrees on the straightaways. The track length is 0.455 miles. It's basically a half mile. The track has seen 3 NASCAR Xfinity Series events and 60 NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour races. Actually, I think that is Southern Modified Tour races. Total now. Yeah, now with the combined series. Very true. The 3 NASCAR Xfinity Series events. If you're listening to us on social media, if you're a historian, tell us who those 3 Xfinity Series winners were. Let us know, and we'll give you a shout-out on social media and talk about how intelligent you are and give you some compliments on knowing your history. Oh, and if they tweet it to us, producer, director extraordinaire Tony Stevens says you may even win a prize from pitroad.tv. So no cheating, he says, no Googling. That's impossible. How are you going to police that? So if you could tell us the 3 winners of the NASCAR Xfinity Series races that they've run here in the past, we'll give you a shout-out on social media, and Tony Stevens is devising a devious little plan right now to give away a prize. What have you got, Tony?
I have no idea what I'm going to give away, truthfully. Zero idea. I'll find something in the back of the trailer and give it away. I tell you what, there's probably a valve cover gasket off Jason Meyer's car that we can give away.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Jason,
right.
If there's a valve cover gasket that we can give away, we'll be glad to take it and give it to some fan.
Well, unfortunately, that valve cover gasket is what is going to be offered up to the gods of speed. So that will go away, unfortunately. And I'm sure they've got another valve cover gasket that they'll pull off and put on Jason Meyer's car.
I'm sure they will. And sometimes that's one of those little things that you don't think about, a little piece of rubber, piece of cork, depending on what you use. It can be one of the cheapest parts in the race car, and it nearly destroyed his machine, and thankfully he was able to get it locked down in time. Okay,
we got an answer for our 3 Xfinity Series winners, and I have a feeling this is a joke, but Dale Earnhardt, DeBaby, and Lil Tecca. So
I know who one of those
you
are.
may have won. You may have won one of those. Wilton Maxey chimed in with Sam Ard, and I was actually going to assume he won one of those. I actually don't know who the 3 winners were, and I'm a little bit busy right now to start Googling because Tony Stevens told me no Googling. So I'm
tweet it at Pit Row TV. That's going to be your official entry.
Okay.
So, no, you don't count Director Cardinale over there.
So the director doesn't
because he and I discussed it earlier.
So, yeah. So we definitely know one of the Xfinity Series winners here was not DeBaby.
Okay. It was not Lil Tecca.
He's in enough trouble. He's in enough trouble right now. Okay? Oh, God.
Yeah. I'll tell you this much. I think once we let people know who the 3 of them were, it will be no surprise.
And there's some of our great apparel that we'll be giving, actually not giving away, but selling this weekend.
Oh, they're giving those away?
No, we're not giving those away.
They're giving them away
We'll
if you give them a nice
those.
crisp dollar bill or 2.
That's right. They'll trade you a couple of bucks for a shirt. We've got hoodies down there to be given away, T-shirts, die-cast, and, of course, our friends at CNC Collectibles are down over near Turn 1. Chad Kepley and the gang down there with all of his apparel, hats, hoodies, shirts, sweatshirts, you name it.
By the way, Wilton Maxey on Facebook. Facebook guesses don't count. We're not giving anything away on Facebook. We're going to give it away over Twitter because the timestamps are easier to track, basically. Good guesses. Good guesses. Should I give him a hint?
I'm not going to say who it is. I mean, it's already on there on Twitter, but
at least one person has already guessed at least one of the drivers.
Give it some time. Give it some time.
Yes.
Let's let him bake for a little while. That's all.
Yes.
So we see a lot of last-minute preparations going on down there in the pits. Guys figuring out tire sizes and pressures that they are going to run. We see a little bit of tire swapping going on down there as well, and of course, checking to see what they're going to do. DeBaby is not the answer. Thank you. DeBaby has 0 NASCAR Xfinity Series wins at Caraway. Thank you, Cardinale. That's really good to know. Cardinale, our technical director, I guess you could say. So DeBaby has no wins here. Okay. You also know, guess who has no Cup wins here at Caraway? Beyonce. Yeah. Once again, thanks for joining us on Pit Row TV. You are watching live coverage here at the Caraway Speedway in Sophia, North Carolina. Qualifying is underway, but we are in a bit of a delay for oil being down on the racetrack, but it looks like they are checking the track, and I'm hoping that we are going to be going back to qualifying conditions very, very soon. Right now, Patrick Emmerling sits atop the board. He's on the provisional pole right now. Ronnie Williams driving for Jamie Tomeno is second. Third is Chris Pastriak. Fourth is Gary Young Jr. Fifth is Jonathan Brown. Sixth, Gary Putnam. Seventh, Dean Ward. Eighth, Jeremy Gerstner. Ninth, Paul Hall. And currently 10th is Jason Myers. And very, very shortly, we will be going back to qualifying. Caleb Hall chimes in on Twitter. His three answers are Dale Earnhardt, Jack Ingram, and Butch Lindley at Pit Road TV. And do we have a winner, Tony?
We do.
We have a winner, Caleb Hall. Congratulations, Caleb Hall.
Tell you what, Caleb, if you're around tomorrow, because I think you're local, I think we've got a T-shirt or something in the trailer. Stop by, see us, and we'll be glad to get you one of those.
I came to Caraway Speedway, and all I got was this T-shirt.
That's better than what I got.
But you're also going to get a great show. That's it. You're going to get a T-shirt from Pit Road TV, but you're also going to get a great show watching along on Pit Road TV.
Now, there's another tweet, by the way, that came in after that has some other info.
What's that?
I don't know. We'll see if the folks there can figure it out.
Okay. Good to know. So remember, you can watch us live tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Practice is going to start early at 9 a.m. We're going to rotate all of the divisions, so that's going to be cool to see. And we've got one of the cars out there on the track right now. We've got a late model out there that is going to take a few laps, just shaking it down, actually. They were having some mechanical trouble a little bit earlier, so we're going to have one of our late models actually just take a few quick hot laps and shake the car down. He's also making sure the track is ready for the modifieds to hit the racetrack. So, folks, if you are tuning in on Facebook, on Twitter, if you're tuning in on YouTube, on speedsport.tv, say hello to us, chime in, let us know where you're watching from, let us know if you're enjoying the show, give us a shout-out, say who you like, say who you think's going to win, give us who you think is your odds-on favorite, or just let us know how much you're enjoying the 19th annual John Blewett III Memorial North-South Shootout here at Caraway this weekend as we are live on Pit Road TV. Let's see. Mitchell Poole chimed in at Pit Road TV, giving us the past Busch Series winners, as it was known as the Busch Series. Of course, Dale Earnhardt, Jack Ingram, and Butch Lindley. Earnhardt, at the time, driving an Oldsmobile, of course, for Robert G., who would, of course, eventually become family. Jack Ingram, driving his Pontiac, of course, the Thomas Brothers Country Ham car. And Butch Lindley, of course, how could you not forget that red number 16 machine that Butch Lindley drove for so many years in the South. Oh my God, just such a cool car too, such a great driver. And you know, I've gotten to know Marty Lindley over the years from being a crew chief in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series, eventually becoming ARCA. And Marty was such a great driver in his own right, and then of course now an accomplished and championship winning crew chief.
So things continuing on here as they try to get the track sorted out. One of the pro late model drivers will be here tomorrow for the pro late model feature. Good little pro late model field. They've had plenty of time to get around the track earlier today. They will be racing on, I think they're the second or third race of the afternoon tomorrow. But gives them a chance to shake down here and make sure the track is okay. That's the biggest concern. You don't want to send a driver out in a track that's less than stellar. So race control, namely race director Danny Willard, over here to our left in the booth, getting not an earful, but certainly having discussions with team members and drivers to kind of get feedback from spotters as to whether it is okay. And there you can see Danny right there. That's his face right there. You see him essentially on the radio trying to make things happen. And I wore the wrong shirt to be on air today. Yeah.
You definitely wore the wrong shirt to be on the air, but then you also cut to me while I'm trying to share stuff on social media. So
he did that intentionally.
So yeah, way to go. Thank you. So yeah. But thank you. Thanks for joining us on PitRow.tv. I'm Derek Pernasiglio, along with Tony Stevens, who will be joining us actually down on Pit Road tomorrow.
That's what it's looking like.
So, yeah, you will be...
Eric Brennan will be in this chair.
Eric Brennan will be there, who was the announcer for the Smart Modified Tour this year for 2021. Really an accomplished announcer. I've worked with him just a few times, but I'm really looking forward to it tomorrow. Eric has a lot of information and knowledge of the Smart Modifieds, too, which will be fun to throw that back and forth. So I'm really looking forward to co-hosting tomorrow's show alongside Eric.
A couple of New Jersey guys.
No. New York. I'm New York. He's from New Jersey.
Close
so
enough.
Riverhead Raceway, and Eric is Wall Stadium. So, and Tony comes from...
Everywhere.
Everywhere, exactly. So getting ready to roll the modifieds once again out onto the track, and here comes the PD Motorsports number 60 machine from Northampton, Pennsylvania. Big Money Matt Hirschman, ladies and gentlemen. And this could be your pole right here, folks. Hirschman down the back straightaway. Of course, being a winner here at Caraway Speedway many times in the past, he's going to come back down to the line. And Hirschman will go second quick right now with a time of 15.958. 15.958. So second quick for Big Money Matt Hirschman. And everybody knows when you come to one of these races and Matt Hirschman's here, you better come correct because he's one of the guys you're going to have to beat. And Hirschman will go to the top of the board with a time of 15.739 seconds. 15.739. That is the time for Big Money Matt Hirschman, and it looks like he is trying to make his way to his 6th career North-South Shootout pole. Coming out onto the track right now, the number 79 machine, the driver hailing from Miller Place, Long Island, New York. Greg Lutz was a competitor on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour this year. Believe finished 3rd in the points, driving the Body Armor number 79, sponsored by and owned by the Hillbilly Racing Team. First time around for Craig Lutz will be a time of 16.632. That puts him 11th in the qualifying order. The second lap usually being the faster of the two. We're going to see if Craig Lutz can move up the qualifying serial as he goes into the stripe. Lutz will move to 10th in the qualifying order, 16.312 for Craig Lutz. Rolling down the back straightaway right now, this is your Smart Modified champion, 10-time champion of Bowman Gray Stadium, 2-time NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour champion, driving the Citrus Safe number 1 from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, Dirty South himself, Burt Myers. Burt Myers will bring the car off the corner down the front straightaway, and the timing light will click with the first time around at 16.683 for Burt Myers. He's currently sitting 12th in the qualifying order, and looks like some sparks coming out of the car. Myers will come across the line, and he'll move all the way up to second quick, 15.956. 15.956 for your current and defending Smart Modified champion. Here comes Jim Gavick out on the track right now. A little bit of history about Jim Gavick. His father was actually one of the tire changers for Jimmy Spencer when Spencer was racing modifieds throughout the Northeast. Jim Gavick winning the Rookie of the Year on the Race of Champions Modified Tour, driving this number 21 car. Gavick enters turn 3 a little bit high and uneven as he will come off the corner. And Gavick will bring it down to the line in 13th spot with a time of 17.513 seconds for Jim Gavick. Gavick will come back down to the stripe again. And Jim Gavick looks like we'll clock in a time of 17.666. 17.666. Second time around being the slower of the two for Jim Gavick. Coming out onto the track right now, the driver originally hailing from Long Island, New York. He has wins in 602 modified competition. That'll be the number 99 machine of Kevin Orlando. Kevin Orlando out on the track right now. No, I'm sorry, that's Caden Lapsevich. My bad. Caden Lapsevich out on the track with a time of 16.375. 16.375. Here comes another number 99. This driver with a ton of modified experience to his credit, lots of wins, and of course wins in Pro 4 modifieds. That is Richard Savory in the Alloy Wheel Repair sponsored number 99 machine. Richard Savory racing with the Tri-Track Open Modified Series this year, all 6 races with him. This is his first time here, and Richard Savory will clock in a first lap around of 16.697 seconds. Puts him 14th in the qualifying order. And the car gets down onto the apron just a little bit as he slides off the corner. And Savory will come back across the line and move up to 11th in qualifying with a time of 16. I'm sorry, Richard Savory goes to 11th, yep, in qualifying with a time of 16.309. 16.309. We've also been informed that this is Richard Savory's last race, as he will be retiring as a driver from modified competition. So thanks for all the memories, Richard. Number 21 out on the track right now, taking time, and that is Dylan Ward. Of course, Dylan Ward, one of the other members of the Ward family. We've got Dean Ward out there. This is Dylan. Dylan slides the car just a little bit. Of course, the Ward family used to racing late models, and Dylan Ward will go to 13th quick at a time of 16.369, 16.369 for Dylan Ward. Here comes the L&R Transmissions, number 15. This driver is the 2008 NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour champion. That'll be Brian Lofton. Lofton slides the 15 car off the corner as he tries to keep it under control. Brian Lofton, teaming up with the Shady Brady Racing team, comes across the line with a first lap of 16.612. 16.612, which moves him to 16th in the qualifying order. And Lofton will bring that car off the corner one more time for his second lap of qualifying. Lofton will move to 6th quickest with 16.002. 16.002 for Brian Lofton. Those that were inquiring about buying this event can buy a monthly subscription, I believe it is, Tony, and cancel any time, so you can tune in and watch this race on Pit Road TV tomorrow. So that'll be great for those out there as Johnny K goes down the back straightaway. Johnny Keevman driving one of the former Gary Putnam machines as Keevman comes down the front straightaway with a time of 16.644, 16.644, 17th quick in this qualifying order right now. Johnny K brings it down the front straightaway. 16.310, 16.310, and that will move him up to 13th in qualifying. So the second lap being the faster of the two for Johnny Keevman. And now going down the back straightaway in that number 17 machine. That's the PSR Racing. The PSR Products, I should say. Sponsor number 17 machine of Kyle Sisko. Kyle Sisko ran mostly this year at the Wall Stadium in New Jersey. The Sisko comes down the front straightaway this time by. First time up on the board, 15th quick at a time of 16.330. 16.330 time for Sisko. So he's trying to move up a little higher than 15th as Sisko will bring that car up off the corner, bounces it just a little bit. Sisko goes to 8th quick. 16.059, 16.059 for Kyle Sisko. Nice run for Neil Cantor and the boys from PSR Products. And here comes the Mohawk, Bob Bruno, Tommy Baldwin Racing sponsored number 7NY machine. It's the white car of Caleb Heddy. Caleb Heddy, a winner earlier this year at Florence. The second race of the season back in March 20th. And Caleb has been impressive all year long, a graduate of Legends Car competition. Caleb Heddy starting it off with his first lap at 12th quick with 16.227. So Heddy looking to move up that qualifying order as he goes from 12th to 3rd quick for Caleb Heddy. 15.906, 15.906, third fastest for the 7NY machine. So Tommy Baldwin probably a happy camper right about now. And here comes the 07 out onto the track for Dennis Holdren. Dennis Holdren driving the Hayes Jewelers sponsored machine. Holdren a rookie for the Sport Modified Tour in 2021. Holdren, of course, carrying some well-known sponsors on that car, Hayes Jewelers and Clarence's Steakhouse. Holdren coming down the front straightaway after re-clipping that car, and Holdren will move to 20th quick, 16.730, 16.730 for Dennis Holdren. He had a terrible wreck at the Ace Speedway, had to have that car redone and fixed when he's back out onto the track, and Holdren trying to move up the qualifying order. Holdren going to 17th quick. He'll move up a little bit, 16.324, 16.324. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, going down the back straightaway. Jimmy Blewett driving for Tommy Baldwin Jr. in the John Blewett Incorporated Scrap Metal sponsored entry. Jimmy Blewett, of course, racing this race this weekend in honor of his brother John Blewett III. Great to see Jimmy Blewett come back for this event. Jimmy Blewett will start his first lap off 12th quick, 16.089. 16.089 for Jimmy Blewett as he puts that car through its paces. As Blewett will come down the front straightaway, going to pick it up his second time by. 4th quick for Jimmy Blewett, 15.939. 15.939. Second lap around, being the fastest of the two for Jimmy Blewett. So really cool to have him here on hand. But right now they're all looking at that black number 60 machine of Matt Hirschman. And it looks like he will have the pole for the 19th annual John Blewett III Memorial North-South Shootout, driving the PD Motorsports-sponsored number 60 machine. The entire crew down there. Dennis Duffy being the head wrench on that race car. Of course, with a lot of input from Matt Hirschman. But, yeah, Matt Hirschman does it again. 6 career poles for him in this event, Tony.
That's pretty dominant, no doubt. Now, here's the million-dollar question, or I should say the $2,000 question. Late breaking news last night, this morning, sometime in the recent past. There is now a pole sitters challenge.
Oh, boy.
There was a random modified racing fan that walked up to the track owner, Darren Hackett, or one of his staff. I've yet to figure out the exact details, but I think it was Darren. Walked up and said, "Here is $2,000 cash, and you have 2 options. One, you offer the pole sitter a chance to go to the back for a $2,000 bonus if he wins." Mm-hmm. Pretty cool bonus, right?
Very good.
However,
money is always good.
If the pole sitter either does not take that challenge or takes it and does not win it, where does the $2,000 go?
Where?
The bottom 10 finishers get an extra $200 apiece.
That's pretty cool to space out that money and help some of those guys, because those are the guys that really help the racing world go round. You know, those are the ones that are going to be your mainstays, your supporters, and those are the ones that are usually the smaller budgeted teams, and that 200 helps them go a long way, whether it be fuel in the hauler to get home or to feed the crew.
Absolutely. Every little bit helps, especially some of these northern teams making the trip down with fuel the price that it is. So I guess that'll conclude qualify. I guess that means I have to put the guys to work to putting the rest of the cameras and stuff up tonight, right?
Yeah. You're going to have to, looks like. But we're going to have a huge production here tomorrow, aren't we? Tell us about it.
We're going to have this place covered up with cameras, Derek. We've got them in both ends. We've got them up top. We're going to have them in the pits. We're going to have you covered. This is going to be probably the most well-covered North-South Shootout that you've ever seen if you're not able to be here. So we look forward to having you aboard. Ideally, we'd love to have you here at Caraway. I know many of you are going to make the trip here, but those of you outside the region, we certainly encourage you to dial us up on pitrow.tv, as you see on the bottom of the screen, and we'll be glad to get you sorted out there.
That's right. If you cannot be here, tune in tomorrow on pitrow.tv. You can watch it live Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So I will be up here with the call alongside Eric Brennan, who's going to be co-hosting with me. There we are. Hi, everybody.
Me and my wrong shirt for Eric again. This is my setup shirt, man.
Good to see everyone. And we do enjoy doing the races here from the Caraway Speedway for the John Blewett III Memorial North-South Shootout. It's really a special event for me, being the race announcer for every single event. And Charles Kepley came to me a couple of times during the year in 2002, and he was telling us about this event that he wanted to have. And I was the track announcer at Concord for the longest time, and I had told him, I come from the north, and modified racing was my thing. And we plugged the race so much during the course of the year that Charles was nice enough to say, you know what, we're going to give you the call, and you announce the race. And they let me come along and be the announcer for the race, and it just took off from there. And it was really cool to be able to be a part of every single North-South Shootout in some capacity.
Certainly would be, Derek, and for a guy like you who certainly loves modified racing, we're glad to have you aboard this weekend. You and Eric on the call. I'll be patrolling pit road, being the glorified mic stand, as we like to call it. And the big thing there on the screen, green flag tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time for the 19th annual North-South Shootout. We'll have some pre-race on before that if you want to tune in for all the pomp and circumstance. But ultimately, the first green flag tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 p.m. The goal is to get it all in daylight, so we don't have to worry about this whole frigid thing going on.
Yeah, it is. They're very cold temperatures, but we also have some people chiming in from Twitter, and we want to say hello to Brandon Metler, watching qualifying from home on Pit Road TV and seeing the Myers blow up right where I'll be with a camera tomorrow. Doesn't sit well after losing an eyebrow last time I was in turn 3, so... Well, Brandon, we have a lot of faith in your ability to work a camera, and we have no problem that you'll be able to do your job tomorrow.
And those of you on the property in the pits, pit selection is happening now. Pit selection is happening now, so if you haven't already made your way over there, you may need to, but pit selection is happening now. And there you see on Twitter Caleb Hall from earlier. We saw the screen cap from Wikipedia about who Earnhardt was driving for and everybody else driving their Pontiacs. Pretty cool stuff back in the original Busch Series days, the late model sportsman type cars back in the early 80s here at Caraway. Pretty neat stuff. So, Derek, it's time for us to tear this thing down and get ready to go for tomorrow.
But before we tear down, okay, want to get one of the most important things out of the way. So if I'm tuning in on social media, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and I see this and I go, wow, this is cool, how can I watch it tomorrow? Tell us how we can tune in and watch this tomorrow.
Very simple. The address on the bottom of your frame, www.pitrow.tv. Dial it up, subscribe. You've got access to it all. In addition to a lot of our other events that will be coming up. For instance, the South Carolina 400 is coming up. We've got Big Daytona Kart Week coming up. We've got the entire on-demand library from this year and years prior. We've got plenty of entertainment for you of the four-wheeled and maybe less than four-wheeled variety on Pit Row TV. So its subscription will keep you entertained for a long time. You can cancel anytime.
And we also have our friends tuning in or spreading the word, the folks at Speed Sport, Race Day CT. Who else is helping us
Race
out?
22, Tim Terry up in Canada. We're all over the place because we got lots of friends because we're just cool like that.
And our friends at Map TV.
Yeah.
Good to have. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed this broadcast of qualifying for the North-South Shootout, the 19th annual version of it. Don't worry, I'll get those words out. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon on Pit Row TV, and we'll see you tomorrow for live flag-to-flag coverage of the 19th annual John Blewett III Memorial North-South Shootout from 1:30 p.m. Eastern on